Hey everyone, I am Robyn the Copy Bitch. This is Stewie, my sidekick sloth, and this is the place where I answer your questions about copywriting, thus why it's called Ask the Copy Bitch. I'm the Copy Bitch. Okay, so today's question, let's look. Is copywriting a good career? Is it, Stewie? Sure. Okay, so it's always fun to see what some of these questions are when I look at my keyword tool, because I'm trying to imagine the motivation behind some of the people who are asking. It's probably different for different people. So I can give you my perspective and I can give you some insight as to what I think people might be asking, why they're asking it, and that sort of thing. So is copywriting a good career? It all depends on your definition, of course, of good career. So do you mean a lot of money? Do you mean flexibility? Do you mean something that is inspiring and that is motivating and that makes you feel proud, that's rewarding, that's fulfilling? Those are kind of things I think we think about when we think of the definition of a good career, and the percentage will probably vary depending on who you are. Some people might want a little more money. Some other people might want a little more flexibility. If you're Stewie, you want all of the above. So yeah. The good news is, I can honestly say, and I've been doing this since 2002, is that copywriting is a good career. And I guess one of the other things that people think about when they're doing those searches is, what is the long-term forecast for this particular field? And the good news is with copywriting, and I say this to a lot of emerging copywriters who I work with and mentor and talk to, is that there's no shortage of work. I mean, the word content, so content, copy, content marketers, content drives the online world. From Netflix to business websites that, need a social media presence, and they need blog posts and they need web pages. And then you think of all the types of writing that you encounter on product packaging and flyers and brochures, and someone needs to write all that material, and that person is usually some sort of professional writer. Call them a copywriter, call them a content marketer, call them a technical writer, call them, a freelance writer, an advertising copywriter. There are lots of synonyms, and we can debate whether they're all the same, but they are, basically. So yeah, copywriting has really a great long-term, for career growth and forecasts. There's no shortage of work. I don't think there's going to be any shortage of work. You do and you will hear about artificial intelligence being able to write, like bots being able to write copy. And will that be perfected in the next decade? Who knows? Maybe. I still think that the human touch is going to be necessary for writing. So someone's probably going to have to oversee that or teach the machine. I don't think copywriters are going away anytime soon. I could be wrong about that. So, but that's my perspective from where I'm sitting. In terms of, the nitty gritty, like, is it, does it pay well? Yes, it can. I mean, you will find plenty of videos online if you've been searching and looking up copywriting, where people, talk about making lots of money, the six-figure incomes. And yes, that is definitely possible. Is it likely when you're first starting out? Probably not. But can you make that sort of money whether you freelance or work for someone? Yeah. Are you definitely going to make that sort of money? Probably not, but you can still make a really decent living whether you freelance or you're working full-time for someone. And that's the good news too, is that you have that option of, you could work for a company. Lots of companies have in-house writers, or you could freelance and contract like I do. The nice thing about writing is you can do it from anywhere, and I think more companies are becoming wise to this, especially since the pandemic, that you don't need to be in an office. So you will see more and more job descriptions on LinkedIn and Indeed and places like that for remote writers, or people who can work remotely, or maybe you're only required to, be in the office a couple days a week or a couple days a month. So there's a lot of opportunity with copywriting. It can be really fun. Like, I work with a lot of different clients, so I'm not working on the same thing every single day, and every day is a little different. So I'm lucky that way. If you were working in an office or a business and maybe you're just focused on that business, it might be a little more repetitive, but I still think there's usually a good mix of types of stuff you're doing. I mean, you might be working on email copy one day, or social media, or blog posts, or a website, or a longer term project. So there is variety, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So if that's something that you like, if you like variety, if you like the flexibility of being able to, work from home or work remotely, maybe you're a schoolie and you just want to get into a van and drive across the country and still write, that could work. You could work in an office if you decide to, look for a job for an in-house writer for a company or a marketing firm or an agency, or if you want to do a combination. So lots of opportunity. Again, is copywriting a good career? I would say yes. It's been very good to me over 20 years into Stewie. And so I give it a thumbs up. And Stewie gives it a sloth paw in a good way. So there you have it. I'm Robyn the Copy Bitch. If you have questions, ask me. Ask the Copy Bitch, because that's what I do. Leave them in the comments. Email me. I have all my information down in the description. And hopefully this answered your question. Is copywriting a good career? The answer is yes. We will answer more questions and more videos. And until then, we will see you next time.